Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Tuesday, April 12th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core plays for today, the 5 players that I do like on the FanDuel main slate, and then going over my top GPP stacks from my article for today as well. But without further ado, we'll get started with the recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out. So at pitcher, we went with Ranger Suarez for the Phillies yesterday, $9,600. Not a good day for him by any means. Pitching was pretty rough again yesterday overall. He ended up with 2 points, so he was a miss. Then at first base, we had G-Man Choi, $2,400. Got to 9.5 points, so we're going to call that a hit since it was a reduced price tag there. And then we had Bo Bichette, $4,300. Looked like a great play going into the day. Unfortunately, that was not the case. He ended up with 0 points over 5 on the day, so he ended up being a miss. Then we had George Springer, $3,700. Ended up with 34.7 points. A very, very good hit there. I believe he ended up being the third outfielder on the day. But for most of the day, he was the top guy until the last couple of games where I think Jesus Sanchez hit 2 home runs and Brandon Marsh had a ton of RBIs, I believe. And then last but not least, we had Jack Peterson at $2,300. Got to 9.2 points, so he was a hit as well. So 3 out of 5 yesterday. The hits were pretty nice. Unfortunately, Bo Bichette getting that big goose egg did not help us by any means. And then obviously when your pitcher only gets 2 points, it makes it for a lot tougher day overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the core picks for today's slate. So we're going to start off with pitcher Luis Castillo for the Houston Astros going against the Diamondbacks today, $8,600. A guy that pitched very, very well last year as a rookie. And I expect that to continue probably once again this year. He had a very strong spring training. Going against the Arizona Diamondbacks, pretty favorable matchup here. They're one of the weaker offenses so far this season in the major leagues. They are averaging just under 3 runs per game at 2.75 points through 4 games played. I know that's a very, very small sample size, but it's not a team that's super overpowering. I would not be surprised if Luis Garcia has a pretty big game tonight. Then we're going to go down to the first base position with Miguel Sano, $2,200, off to a slow start so far this season. Guy that hits left-handed pitching pretty well. Has the opportunity to hit for some power as well. There is some swing and miss to his game, so it's something that could be good today, could be bad today. So at $2,200, he's a guy I really like taking a chance on today. He is 2 for 7 against Andrew Heaney in his career, who is starting for the Dodgers tonight. Then at second base, we're going with Jurickson Profar here. He's kind of been that hot bat so far this season. Couple good games here. $2,500, still a very, very reasonable price tag. You can play him at second base. You can play him at outfield. So a little bit of versatility there. Going against Alex Cobb tonight. He doesn't have any career plate appearances against Alex Cobb, which is actually kind of surprising, oddly enough, since they both were in the AL for quite some time. Just in line up against each other. Sometimes that favors the pitcher the first time seeing the guy, but could also favor Jurickson Profar tonight. And if he's swinging the bat like he's been doing recently, probably a guy that you're going to want in your lineups tonight. Then at shortstop, Corey Seager, $3,200. He has not put up a 0 yet this season. Been off to a decent start. Going against Chad Kuhl today. 2 for 8 against him in his career, so not terrible by any means. I do kind of expect this to be a pretty good game for him tonight, though. And then last but not least, we have Byron Buxton, $3,900. A guy that's had a very, very, very strong and a very, very hot bat to start the season. When Byron Buxton's been healthy the last couple of years, he's played at a very high and elite level. So not completely surprised by this. Definitely a guy that I have some interest in tonight. Going against Andrew Heaney, he's gone against him once in his career, and he's 0 for 1. So not too much history there, but he has seen him at least one time before. But with that being said, these are my 5 core picks for FanDuel today. If you go with these 5 guys that I do have listed here, you have $14,600 remaining, just over $3,600 per player. So definitely a lot of opportunity to pay up, kind of mix and match. Find some guys that you really like on tonight's slate. If you want to pay up instead of Miguel Sano or maybe Jurickson Profar, you could definitely do that as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my article real quick and my top GPP stacks for today. So the 3 that I do have listed for today are the Dodgers going against Chris Archer. Chris Archer, really, really overrated pitcher. Has not been very good in quite some time anyways. Really only had one good season if you're asking me. But I do expect this Dodgers team to have their way with him. Mookie Betts would be somebody to consider today. He is 12 for 36 in his career against Chris Archer. I believe he has 4 home runs as well. Then the Atlanta Braves going against Patrick Corbin today. Most likely they're right-handers. Ozzie Albies has 3 home runs in his career against Patrick Corbin, so definitely somebody to look at there. And then the Texas Rangers going against Chad Kuhl tonight. Probably looking at some of the lefty bats, but I do have Adolis Garcia in my top mid-range plays as well. But with that being said, these are my core picks as well as those top GPP stacks for today, April 12th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's one that's in my core 5, whether it's one that's in my GPP stacks, or a completely different player. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's MLB, whether it's NBA, whether it's NFL. Heck, once USFL comes around, probably be talking a little bit of USFL DFS as well. And then helping you with your fantasy football teams, talking a little bit of Dynasty, talking a little bit of redraft once that comes back around, talking a little bit of NFL draft and some NFL draft prospects, especially as we come into rookie draft season for our Dynasty leagues. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.